I know that they talk about singing a rainbow, but what about reading one? Hi, welcome, come on in. My name is Aoife, and for the month of June, I am going to try and read all of the colours of the rainbow from my TBR. I have got a book for every single colour of the rainbow lined up for me to read in June, and hopefully this is going to get me out of the mini slump that I've been feeling for the last couple of months. I've tried to mix it up a little bit with the things that I'm reading, so I have got a kind of a light dystopian on this. I've got a non-fiction, and of course I've got a couple of romances on here too. For read, I am going with The Couple by Helly Acton. I read Helly's debut, The Shelf, when it came out in 2018-19, and I was so spellbound by it. I instantly got a copy of The Couple when it came out on my Kindle, and I still haven't gotten to it yet. The Couple follows Millie, who is in her 30s. She is super successful at her job. She has got a great apartment. She's got a great life. And she's not in a relationship because this is something that the world that she is living in has kind of stamped down on. People aren't getting into organic relationships as much anymore. There's a whole lot of no strings attached dating apps available. And the app that Millie is working for is going to partner up with a company called oxytocin, which is making a pill that suppresses that hormone, oxytocin, that you feel when you are starting to fall in love. She is paired up to work with Ben, who is one of the developers of this pill, and sparks start to fly between them, which is something that neither of them were expecting considering how the world around them works. I know that this has been marketed as a kind of a rom-com, but like I said, there are a little bit of light dystopian vibes in it, so I am really interested to see how that balance is going to work out. For orange, I have gone with Love Theoretically by Ali Hazelwood. I'm not a huge Ali Hazelwood stan. We've had a couple of good times together, and I have got the feminist novellas on my TBR, but I'm going to go into this one and give it a try. Love Theoretically is coming out on June 13th, and it follows Elsie, who is a theoretical physicist and is making a kind of a pittance at her job. So at night, she offers her services as a fake girlfriend for events or for family dinners or for anything that people need somebody on their arm for. She is hired out for a wedding, but it turns out that the older brother of the person that hired her is Jack, one of the professors at her university, and they have never gotten on together. I'm really interested to see how this is going to go with the balance of how they are at work, how they are when they are at the university versus how they are when they are out in the wild, when they're at all of these events, when Jack has noticed her for the first time, when she has noticed him for the first time. I'm really, really interested to see how this chemistry is going to go. But I also do know that Ali Hazelwood's books have a very similar formula all the time. So I kind of know already what I'm getting myself into. Let's just say it like that. For yellow, I have gone with Everyone You Hate Is Going to Die by Daniel Sloss. He is one of my favourite comedians at the moment. He's very outspoken, he is very direct, and he is a little bit kind of on the fence of what's okay to say and what's not, but I really enjoy his work. I got a copy of this as part of the Dubray Shopper experience that I did last year around my birthday. This is one of the 6 books that I got. I think it's going to be the 3rd or 4th book that I'm going to read from the list. And I'm really interested to see how this is going to go because it wasn't initially on the list. This is something that myself and Quiver were talking about when the hour was almost up, and we were talking about other books that I had wanted to read and other areas that I wanted to explore, and one of the areas was pop culture. This is definitely a pop culture book because Daniel is a comedian, and I'm interested to see how this is going to be in comparison to his stand-up. How is that humour going to transfer onto the pages of this book? For green, I have gone with After I Do by Taylor Jenkins Reid. I do worship the ground that Taylor Jenkins Reid walks on. I have had absolutely no misses with her. Everything has been a 4-star or higher. After I Do follows Lauren and Ryan, who are college sweethearts. They've been together for 10 years. They are married, but their marriage is on the rocks. They decide to try and mend the pieces back together by taking a year apart from each other. They're taking a year completely away from the marriage, and they cannot contact each other. I have a feeling that during this year, things are going to get pretty tumultuous. Somebody might discover somebody else. Somebody might stray a little bit from the relationship. But I'm kind of interested in the marriage on the rocks trope here. Second chance romances don't usually work for me, but marriage on the rocks, that does it for me a little bit. So I'm interested to see what Taylor's going to do with it here. For blue, I went with Things We Never Got Over by Lucy Score. I know that my friend Lily from Literary Lily has literally just finished reading this, and I think Her reaction to this is what made me want to pick this one up the most. This is a small town romance following Knox and Naomi. Knox is very much a loner. He is a grumpy character. He doesn't really want anybody to interrupt his daily routine. He just wants to get on with his life as it is. Naomi's sister was in a car crash and she has run off completely, leaving Naomi with all of her debts, all of her bills, and her 11-year-old son to take care of. It's a small town romance, so I'm really interested to see how that's going to be portrayed in the terms of an American setting, because a lot of the small town romances that I've read have been set in the UK. So I'm really interested to see if there's going to be a kind of a change in mentality, if there's going to be a change in how it's written here. But also I have a feeling that this is relatively spicy. It is also pretty chunky. I think it's the biggest book that I've put on this list, so let's see if this is one I can actually finish up. For Indigo, I went with Boyfriend Material by Alexis Hall. I've had this on my shelf for such a long time. I've had my eye on this for such a long time. I think it's finally time to take it off. This is following Luke and Oliver. Luke is the son of a famous rock star and he's kind of going off the rails himself. So, to clean up his image, his agent has decided that he is going to fake date somebody, get the press back on his side, clean up his image a little bit, and make himself Britain's sweetheart again. Enter Oliver. Oliver has never had a black mark near his name. He has lived a straight-laced life, but is he about to fall into the tumultuous world that Luke is about to introduce him to? I already know that the second book in this series is called Husband Material, so I'm pretty sure I know where this book is going to go, but that's not to say that I'm not going to have a great time getting there. Finally, for Purple, I have gone with The Set Up by Lizzie Dent. I read The Summer Job in 2020 and I absolutely loved it. Lizzie's writing is so funny, it is so sparkling with humour, so I'm pretty sure that that's what I'm going to be entering into here too. This one is about Mara, who is really into astrology, is really into fortune telling, and when she hears that her life is about to change, she's about to meet the love of her life, she really clings on to this. And that means that the next date that she's going on, she's pretty convinced that this guy is the one, but is there somebody else that she should be paying more attention to instead? Those are the books that I am putting on my due TBR in the form of a rainbow for Pride Month. Which of these books have you already read? Is there one that you think that I should start with, or do you think I should just go in rainbow order? If you'd love to leave me a comment but you can't think of anything you'd like to say, then just leave me the rainbow flag emoji. Don't forget to like and subscribe because I have new videos up every week. Now, get on out of here.